Okay, so let's go to the account receivable. Okay, all customer. So we have created one customer. So let's open that particular customer. What was the customer name which we have created? Yeah. So we have created 26 and 25, that is Lenovo L2 Trading LLC, and we have seen the Lenovo Trading LLC. So when I'm doing the transaction for this particular legal entity, sorry, this particular customer, L2 Trading LLC, so when I book the invoice, so what happening? So the invoice was booked to the Lenovo Trading Company. It was not booked for the L2 Trading LLC. So the reason behind is for L2 Trading LLC, we have defined the primary account as, I mean, the invoice account as Lenovo Trading LLC. Okay, so it means that the primary company is, I mean, the primary company is Lenovo Trading LLC, and this is my child company, that is L2 Trading LLC. Okay, now when you define this particular like child and parent, parent and child relationship between the customer, okay, so in this case what will happen, so whatever invoices you are booking through the child account, it will be reflect in your parent account, not in the child account. Even the payments for these particular invoices will be given from the respective parent account itself, not from the child account. Now, now you can see, let me open this 25 customer transactions. Okay, so we have created one of the uh, transaction. Okay, now you can see this is the invoice transaction which were posted. Okay, uh, day before yesterday, and it was reflecting over here. Okay, now this particular transaction, it will be not available in L2 Trading LLC. You can see the transaction screen is disabled as we don't have any transactions. Okay, so this is so with the help of invoice account, we will specify the parent and child relationship. So up to here, this is clear. We have booked the invoices. Okay, now let's see how we can book in different ways the sales order invoice. Okay, for that, again we'll go to the account receivable module. Okay, we will go to the order, sales order. Okay, so we have seen in the book SEM sessions, like we will book the sales quotation, and after that we will have from sales quotation we will convert that particular quotation to sales order. And also we have seen the sales agreement, from sales agreement also we can release the sales order. Okay, so at here now I'm directly going with the sales order process instead of creating the quotation and as well as the sales agreement. Okay, so at here when I click on new, so a new sales order will be a form will be open. So at here in this particular form I need to select, the mandatory thing is the customer account number. Okay, so if I select the customer account, rest all the information will be auto populated based on the address, based on the information which we have updated in the customer master. Like for example, if I select the customer has Lenovo Trading LLC, so based on this particular customer, so if we have updated the address, then address information. Okay, and if we have updated the site and warehouse. So that site and warehouse will be auto populated over here from the vendor master. Okay, so currently I didn't updated any site and warehouse, so it will be we will update during the transaction level. So that was the reason I have not selected any site and warehouse. Okay, so if you scroll down, so you can give any reference number for this particular customer. Okay, so if you have any project based sales order, you can specify the project ID. Okay, you can specify the sales agreement, like for example if it is related to some of the agreement, so you can specify the sales agreement. Okay, so other than that we have a delivery tab. Under delivery tab you can specify the actual delivery date and the mode of delivery. Okay, so you can classify over here. In admission you can specify who is the I mean the sales, what kind of sales it is. It is a telephonic sale, or if it is a email sale, or if it is a enterprise sale, if it is a marketing kind of a sale. So you will select the respective sales type. Okay, and who has been taken this particular sale and who is the responsible person for this particular sale. So after updating this information, it will be auto populated based on the user. Okay, and after that you will click on OK. So once you have clicked on OK, your sales order has been generated. Okay, so at here we can do the sales order invoice in three different way. One is directly you can uh, book the invoice once the sales order has been created. The second way is you can do the product receipt. Product receipt over here is nothing but the packing slip, and you can post the invoice. And the third way is you can do the picking list registration, picking list registration, packing slip, and posting the invoice. And the fourth way is you will do the confirm after that uh, picking list registration, packing slip, and invoice. Okay, so at here in this particular form. Okay, so if I scroll, okay, so at here I need to select the sales order line details. So either I can select with the sales item number base, or I can directly select the sales category. So let's imagine I'm selecting the over here has the item. Okay, so once I have selected the item you may have direct item, which is nothing but doesn't have any specific dimension segments. So if we have a specific dimension segments, then you need to select the variant also. Like for example, now when I selected this particular item, I may have the variant. Let me see if I have any variant base product. Just give me a minute. Yeah, now you can see when I select the Lenovo laptop. Okay, so I have a different variant. Okay, so I have variant of 16-inch black and 16-inch gray. Okay, let's imagine I have selected 16-inch gray. Okay, so it means that for this particular product I have a variant. Variant is nothing but the product dimensions or product in attributes. Okay, so for this particular product Lenovo, so there is a size and there is a color combination which is defined over here, which is nothing but the variant. So after selecting the variant, okay, you will scroll and you will update the quantity. Okay, and you will update the site and warehouse. So at here you can see the site is mandatory and warehouse it is not updated as mandatory field. Okay, so at here what I will do, I will click on the warehouse drop down. Okay, let me see in which warehouse we have on and stock available. Okay, so we have the black stock which is available on site 1. Okay, so we don't have stock for this particular 16 gray. Okay, so uh, let me do one more thing. Let me duplicate this particular tab. For this transactional purpose, let's do the inventory adjustment so that we can proceed for the this particular transaction. Okay, so now what I am doing, let me go to the product information management, product, release products. Okay, so at here we have the Lenovo laptop. So let me select that particular Lenovo laptop. Okay, so 1 minute. I just need to check one more thing in the. So this is the item master. Okay, in item master you can see we have defined the tracking dimension as batch and serial, and it is FIFO method. Okay, and we have the storage dimension at the site level itself. Now let me make some inventory adjustment for this particular product. So I am going to the inventory management module. Okay, under inventory management module, journal entries, item, and inventory adjustment. Okay, so why we need to do the inventory adjustment? So what is the purpose of doing the inventory adjustment? Can anyone answer? Okay, so to do the
Stock is not available, so that we are transferring stock from.
for transferring stock, we use the transfer journal. For inventory adjustment journal, we use like for example, if we have missed the some part of inventory during the import with the help of inventory movement journal, and we need to adjust some of the stock. Okay, to adjust those stock, we use the inventory adjustment journal. Okay, so we have similar action for the inventory movement journal. Okay, inventory movement journal we utilize to fetch the opening stock along with their respective value of the stock. Okay, let's imagine you have a stock item called Lenovo, and the stock of each piece it is defined as 85,000. Okay, let's imagine you have available stock of 15 into 85. So what is your cost? And it should be hitted to the your respective GL account. Okay, so if it is not hitted, it means that the stock is not stored in that particular uh, inventory received account. Okay, so for that purpose, in inventory movement journal, you have an option. You will select the respective item, and you will update the number of stock and the number of available stock and their cost and respective GL account which we need to be hitted it. In inventory adjustment journal, you don't have any GL. You will just directly select the number of stock which you need to make up or reduce the stock which you want to reduce, and directly you will post the transaction by updating the cost. So that is the difference between inventory movement and adjustment. This question may definitely ask you in interview, so you should be answer those one. Okay, so let me select this at that particular item, Lenovo. Okay, so at here I need to specify the dimensions. Okay, so I don't have over here the uh, dimensions this one. So what I will do, I'll go to the inventory dimensions. Okay, so at here let me select the size color, which is nothing but 16 gray, and I need to specify the batch number and serial number. So let me select the batch and as well as the serial number. Okay, so after updating the batch number and serial number, so what I will do, I will update the quantity as 50, and let me give the price. Okay, and let me post this particular inventory adjustment journal. Okay, so once I post this particular inventory adjustment journal, so I have stock which is available in this particular warehouse for this particular line. Let me show you that. Okay, uh, okay, so at here stating that the serial number 16 is already exists in physical inventory. Okay, so for now what we will do, the serial number is already exists for physically. So what we will do, we will go to the functions. Okay, uh, we'll go to the inventory and we will do the registration. Okay, under registration, so what will happen, we will add a registration line of this particular 50 quantity. Okay, at here the registration line will be added. Okay, after that you will do the confirm registration. So before 1 minute, so at here what happened means we have selected this particular serial number over here. Let me remove these two. Okay, batch number and serial number in the line detail. Okay, now let me go to the inventory and let me click on registration. Now let me add this particular line to the registration line. Now I have the batch number and serial number. Okay, let me do the confirm registration. At here the serial number is stating it's in disable mode. So let's see why it is in disable mode. Let me do one thing. Let me remove this particular line and re-add. 1 minute. Okay, so let me select the same product, that is Lenovo. Let me give the 50 quantity and 55,500. Let me give the site and warehouse has by default 11, and let me select the variant. Okay, now let me go to the, let me save this particular record first. Yeah, now let me go to the inventory tab, click on registration. Okay, now you can see the serial number is enabled. Previously this particular serial number is disabled. Okay, because of that the serial number is not auto populating over here. Now what I will do, I will click on add registration line. Okay, let me update the batch number. Okay, after updating the batch number I will click on create the serial number. Okay, so it will ask me to create the serial number in which format, so I will give as uh, so this is a format which I have defined. So this particular format like B2024, this is my batch and this is my serial number. So if I click on OK, so based on this particular format 50 serial numbers will be generated. Like for example, if I click on OK, now you can see, so this is my batch number and this is the serial number which is by default it is generated. Okay, now what I will do, I will click on confirm registration. So once I clicked on confirm registration, so what will happen, the registration process has been completed. It means that I have each line individual serial number has been mapped for each quantity. Now the journal is ready for post. So if I click on post, my inventory adjustment journal will be posted. Okay, now what registration what I have done, the same kind of registration you will do in the product receipt, in the purchase order, in the purchase order. Okay, which you have already seen in the procurement session. Okay, now you can see the inventory adjustment journal has been posted. Now let me revert back to the another tab, that is the sales order tab. Okay, now at here we have one quantity of stock, and if you see the warehouse, so we have, okay, uh, two different warehouse which is available, and the gray is available in site 1 and warehouse 11. So let's select that particular site and warehouse. Okay, and update the unit price, let's say example 7,000 75,500 600. It means that I am selling on profit basis. Okay, so after updating the sale price, so what we will do, so either we can do the confirmation. Okay, so let me save this particular record. Okay, so after saving the record I can do the confirm action. You can leave it this deferral setup. Okay, so once you click on confirm now, so your sales order confirmation journal will be generated. You can ignore that one. This is very rarely, it depends on industry, they utilize this confirm action button, but I'm showcasing you all in one case. Okay, how they will do it. Okay, now the sales order has been confirmed. Okay, so after confirm, what they will do, they will go to the pick and pack. Under pick and pack, so they will generate the picking list. So once they generate the picking list, so what will happen, okay, there will be a picking list form will be generated. Okay, a report will be generated for this particular product. Okay, so it means that in the warehouse, the warehouse person will be there, right? So for them a picking list will be generated, so this particular product they will pick it and they will bring it to the designated area where they need to pack it. Okay, now at here what happening, so we are generating the picking list. So in picking list what we will do, we will select this respective, by default the order line will information will be populated. So at here we'll go to the update line. Okay, in update line we have a process called pick. So we'll click on pick. Okay, and you will click on add picking line, and at here by default the serial number and the batch number information by default it will be populated. You will click on confirm all pick. Okay, it's a similar way how you do the registration. By clicking on registration you are doing the registration process. So at here you are picking the product, it means that you are reducing your inventory. So that's it. Okay, so after that you will click on back and you will click on OK. So once you have done the done this picking list, okay, you can see the order has been posted. 1 minute, let me recreate the new sales order. We have generated the picking list, but it's not reflecting over here. Let me do one more thing. Let me create new sales order. So let me select Lenovo Trading. Let me select site and warehouse. So at here I am directly selecting the site and warehouse, and I am clicking on OK. So let me select the product as Lenovo laptop, and let me select the variant 16 gray. So after updating the one quantity, so I have given the my unit price. Let me save the record. So let me generate the picking list. Okay, and I can click on OK. See, you can do the registration process in 3 different places. When you are going to the picking list, you can do over here. Okay, and even you can do this particular registration process during the picking list registration also. Let me show you that. Now the picking list is posted. Once you clicked on picking list has been generated. So in picking list registration you will click on this particular picking list registration. Okay, so under update you have update all. So once you clicked on update all, the registration process will be completed. Like for example, if you go to the lines, okay, for this particular line, if you go to the function, it is picked. Okay, if you go to the inventory, there is no registration. Okay, so you can see the status is, let me click on, okay, let me show you that one. So once this is done, it the status is changes to complete. It means that from active state it has been changed to complete. It means that your I mean the serial number, everything has been mapped automatically. Okay, now once this picking list registration is done, there is a process. Even when you click on post packing slip, at here also you can do the registration. Okay, so in this particular process also, under update line, if you go to the pick, it will show you the item is picked, and if you click on add registration line also, it will show all the information. So this information, batch number and serial number, so once you click on update all this information is by default mapping over there. Okay, so at here no need to click on confirm all pick. Okay, no need to do this particular registration process once it is picked over there. Okay, now after that, in picking list, in post packing slip, what we will do, we will come over here and we directly will click on OK to post this particular packing slip. Okay, and the third option is you can generate the invoice. So you click on under the invoice tab, you will click on generate invoice, and at here what we will do, you can see the all the information of this particular line quantity, and you will click on OK to post the sales order invoice. Okay, so it was asking me to print the document. If I click on OK, it will be printed, but currently I don't have printer which is interlinked with this particular instance, so I'm not able to print that particular document. It was the stating that particular warning message. Okay, so let me click on OK. Okay, now you can see the process has been posted. I mean the invoice has been posted. Now let's see, before this we have created one more in sales order, that is 2435. Sorry, not this one. Let me open the previous sales order which we have stopped. Let's continue that. Okay, uh, 2510. So what we have done, we have created the sales order and it is not generated the picking list. Okay, so in this case how we can do the packing slip. So if we click on post packing slip, so at here in this case what we will do, we will do the registration over here. So under update line, we'll go to the pick and we will click on add picking line. Okay, so at here we will click on confirm pick all. Okay, so once you click on confirm pick all, it will be physically reserved against this particular sales order. Okay, and if you click on OK button, so what will happen, so this particular sales order, uh, I mean against this particular sales order, a quantity will be reduced from your inventory. Okay, and when you once you post the invoice, the sales order status will change to invoice. Okay, now I will go to the invoice tab and I will click on generate invoice and I will click on OK button to post the invoice. Okay, now the sales order invoice has been posted. So in another way of doing the sales order invoices, you can directly click on new sales order. You will select the product and directly you will do the invoice, which we have seen the in last session. Now if there is no stock is available and if you want to create the purchase order of the same product, and parallelly when you receive the product you need to consume that particular sales order, against that particular sales order you need to consume it. So how we will do that, so let me show you that also. Okay, so let me select the same customer, Lenovo Training LLC. Okay, so let me give site and warehouse, and I have clicked on OK. Okay, so at here what I will do, I will add the item, same item, that is P dash 00014 Lenovo 14. Okay, so at here I'm selecting 14 gray. Okay, for 14 gray I don't have any stock. Okay, if I have mentioned the quantity as 1. Okay, if I go to the warehouse, okay, you can see under on hand I don't have 14 gray color combination variant. So now what I will do, first I will click on save the record, and let me update the unit price. Okay, so after updating the unit price, what I have done, I have saved the record. So once I clicked on save record, update order quantity, on hand quantity or intercompany quantity. So okay, I have clicked on OK. Now close this particular deferral part, deferral setup, that one. So now what I will do, I will go to this particular sales order tab. So under sales order tab, I have new purchase order. So once I click on new purchase order, so what will happen in reference to this particular sales order, so it will create a purchase order. Now at here I need to select include all. Okay, and at here I need to select the vendor account, like for example I'm selecting AXE123 is the vendor. Okay, so at here I am updating for him the quantity as 50, and the purchasing unit price I am giving as 50. Okay, and I have clicked on OK. So once I have clicked on OK, so what will happen, a purchase order will be generated against this particular sales order. Okay, now you can see we have operation completed, and this is my sale purchase order number. Okay, now so this is our sales order line. Now let me go to the duplicate tab, and let me go to the accounts payable, sales order, all purchase order, and our purchase order number is 3116. So 3116 is our purchase order. So you can see we have this particular product, and this is the variant. Okay, how many quantities? 50, and unit of per unit quantity is 50,000, and this is the net amount. So this information from where it is getting populated. So once we clicked on new purchase order, so we have included all the records, the toggle we have enabled it, and we have updated the number of quantity, and we have given the unit price, and once we have clicked on OK, so this particular purchase order has been generated. So now at here we have purchase order workflow. So let me quickly do this one. So I just submitted to the workflow. Okay, let me reassign to me and let me approve this particular purchase order. Okay, so at here I am approving this particular purchase order after reassigning. Okay, so now the workflow has been completed. So at here the workflow status is approved now. So I will go to the purchase tab and let me do my confirm action. I will click on OK. Okay, so at here my this is done. So before posting, let me do one more thing. Let me remove this particular sales tax issue. Okay, there is no item sales tax. That's fine. Now let me go to the receive tab. Let me click on product receipt. So under product receipt, I need to do the registration. So I will go to the first. Let me give the product receipt number. Let me scroll down under lines. We have update line. Let me go to the registration. Okay, so at here I have total for 50 quantity. So you can see over here there are two lines, but when we created a line, it is one quantity only. Sorry. So when we created the purchase order line, so it is by default it is 50 quantity, but now you can see over here we have two lines in the registration. So if I go a step back, now you can see this is my purchase order line, and if you scroll you can see we have given the 50 quantity. So when I go to the update line and registration, and you can see we have two lines, one is for one quantity, another one is 49 quantity. So from where it has been generated, this one quantity is for the sales order which we have created, and this 49 quantity is for the our inventory purpose. Okay, so at here I will add all those lines to the registration lines. Okay, so after adding over here, I will create the serial number as 14 gray 2024 B, and let me give some. So at here for one I have created. For similarly, let me give the serial number. Okay, so let me update the batch number. So first line I have confirmed. Let me add the second line. Let me select the batch number and let me generate the serial number from 2 to 50, 14 GB 2024. Confirm registration. So now you can see I have done my registration part. So once I have completed my registration part, let me go a step back and let me post my product receipt. Okay. So once I have posted my product receipt, it means that my inventory has been up. Okay. Now you can see my inventory has been up. Now if I go back to the sales order tab, okay. Now let me refresh this particular page. Okay. After refreshing, so what I can do, I can directly go to the pick and pack. Okay. Instead of generating picking slip, even I can do the registration directly in the post packing slip. So I will click on post packing slip. Okay. So at here, the line is not updated because the status is picked over here. So I will select as all. So then the inventory line will be shown over here. So I will go to the update line, pick. I will add registration pick registration line and confirm pick. Okay. Now after that, I will go a step back and I will click on OK to post this particular product receipt. Sorry, packing slip. So once I post this particular packing slip, it means that I can do the invoice by clicking on the invoice tab and I can do the sales order invoice. So in this case, what we have seen, even if we don't have the respective stock, so we can directly create the purchase order from the sales order and the reference will be tracked over there and you can do the invoice once the stock is received. Okay. Any doubt in this particular part?
No doubts, Gautam.
So next we have another way of doing the invoice, that is free text invoice. Okay. So let me show you that. Like how we have in invoice journal for the vendor. So similar way in D365 we have free text invoice for customer. Okay. For that we will go to the account receivable. Okay. Under account receivable, under invoices, we have free text invoices. Okay. So in this particular free text invoices, we will click, what we will do, we will directly uh, select the customer and we will select our revenue account. Based on that we will do the invoicing. Okay. So let me show you that. So I will click on new button. Okay. So once you clicked on new button, it will ask to update the fixed asset header, lines header, invoice lines header. So at here, what we need to do, we need to select the respective customer. Let's imagine I am selecting the customer as uh, GM Infotech. Okay. So those customer information will be populated over here. Okay. And if you want to specify any method of payment, any payment specification, you can specify over here. Okay. And if I scroll down, I have another tab called invoice line. So in this particular invoice line, the first column will give you the description and the second column is the main account. This is the mandatory field where you will select your revenue account. Okay. And if you want to calculate sales tax, then you need to specify the item sales tax group and sales tax group. Okay. And followed by the quantity and unit of measure. Number unit price. Okay. So at here, let's imagine I'm giving the description as let's imagine some sales revenue, and from this particular drop down list I need to select the respective sales account. Like for example, I'm mentioning the revenue from the product. Okay, so after selecting the product, let me remove this particular sales tax. Okay, so after selecting from the product, so what will happen? So I have the revenue account, and this is my customer, so this is my amount. Let's imagine 5,000. So now what will happen? So when you post this particular free text invoice, your revenue account, that is nothing but the revenue from product account, will be created and the respective customer will be debited. Okay, so now you can see this is the entry which I have created. So if I go to the post, by clicking on post button, so what will happen? uh, Post free text invoice, this is the you can post this particular thing through batch also, and you will click on OK. Once you have clicked on OK, the free text invoice will be posted. It's stating as operation has been completed and free text invoice process is incomplete. So let's see the message detail. Okay, so at here there are total two things are there. Okay, the reason why it is not posted I will tell you. The first thing is the deferral is not defined, and the second thing is there is no definition exists for the transaction type free text invoice. Okay, so let me duplicate this particular tab. In duplicate tab, if I go to the uh, our inventory management, okay, under inventory management, under setup, posting and postings. Okay, so okay, so at here, uh, so this particular posting profile we will either define in the two different places. Okay, we need to check in two different places where exactly this it is missing. Okay, So the first thing is we will see whether we have defined our revenue account or not. That we will go to the inventory management. Okay, under inventory management we have posting. Under setup we have posting and postings. So once you have clicked on this particular posting, okay, we have a revenue account under the sales order which is defined or not, which we will see over here. So at here it is already defined our revenue account, so it means that it is fine. And also we will see our cost of unit invoice or cost of goods sold invoice, this has been defined or not. So it means that it has been defined, so there is no issue with this particular posting. So we have another posting also, okay, that is under the general ledger. Under general ledger, okay, under posting setup we have accounts for automatic transaction. So in this particular accounts for automatic transaction, we should see that at here the free text invoice has been defined or not. Okay, you can see at here we have defined the free text invoice posting. Okay, so once you have defined this one, then it's supposed to be work. Now let me go back to the free text invoice. Let me refresh this particular screen. Okay, and let me close this particular error message, and let me click on post button. So once I clicked on post button and I have clicked on OK, now you can see the transaction is getting posted. It's stating still we are getting the same issue. No definition exists in the transaction type free text invoice. Okay, we will do one thing. We'll stop over here. We'll continue tomorrow. Let me check why it is giving this particular error even we have defined the posting profile. Okay, we'll stop over here. Let me investigate and I will tell you where exactly we are facing this particular issue in tomorrow's session. So we'll stop over here.
Thank you, Gautam.
Thank you, Praveen.